Welcome back to another episode of the Higher Alignment Podcast, where high performers come to grow without stress, shame, or burning out. I'm Minh-Thu Lam, and I'm here to help you work smarter, live fuller, and feel like yourself again. If you're tired of running on empty, book your complimentary assessment call at higheralignmentconsulting.com/program, and let's figure out what's draining your energy and what you can do to start feeling happy and peaceful once again. You can find the link in the show notes. Now let's get into the episode. So today I'm asking a question that came in from a colleague of mine's client. And her question was, how do I know if I'm just tired or I'm actually burnt out? Which is so good because um, one of my firm beliefs is that executives and anyone really who's burnt out is typically denying to themselves that they're actually burnt out and just telling themselves they're tired. And I get it because burnout has this negative stigma like, oh, if I'm burnt out, that means I'm weak or I can't handle it, which is like so far from the truth. Burnout just means that there's something out of alignment. Something's disconnected. Something needs to shift as far as the way you're approaching your work or the way you're getting things done. It has nothing to do with being weak or not capable of handling the stress or the job. Okay. So let's just start off with that. So I think I know a lot of high performers and executives who are burnt out just think that they're constantly tired when it's a deeper issue. Okay. So let's talk about that quickly. How do you know the difference? Okay. And the simplest way put is how long does it last? That's the easiest metric is, does my tiredness go away within a day or two, or have I been tired for the past 3, 6, 12 months? That's the way to tell if you're actually burnt out or not. Okay. So for instance, when I was in my burnout before, all the warning signs of being burnt out or being disconnected out of alignment were perpetual. I would wake up every morning with anxiety and dread. I would have terrible sleep, not every night, but 3 or 4 nights out of the week for 10 years. Okay. I was always overthinking. I was always short fused. I was becoming more and more disconnected from my family and my loved ones. I wasn't experiencing joy. My digestion was terrible. Like these were things that were like compounding and had been lasting for years. Okay. And so when you're in a place where it's like the tiredness you don't remember the last time you weren't tired, well, there's a good chance that you're actually stuck in burnout. Okay. Whereas if you're just tired, your body is going to be able to recoup and catch up from that very easily. So for instance, I don't get burnt out anymore, but I do get tired. So I might have one, maybe 2 days out of the week where I'm like, oh wow, like I am not as productive as I was. Like I'm moving a little bit slower. Maybe my sleep was a little challenging that night, but that's very few and far between. I have my 1, maybe 2 days of being tired a week, if even once a week. And then I'm back to being like grounded and present and being able to like focus and dial in, right? Like that's also another sign of whether it's actual burnout or just being tired is like how present can you be in the moment, right? So on my day of being tired, it's okay, I might be out of it a little bit but by the next day I'm dialed in. And so that means when I'm working, I'm focused, I'm productive, I'm making things happen. And then when I'm with my loved ones, I am connected and present and laughing and loving with them. Like my energy isn't split, my focus isn't split. I can be exactly where I need to be in that moment, and I'm good at moving between the two spaces and being actually present, right? Like when I'm with my family, I am with my family. When I'm with my boyfriend, I am with my boyfriend, unless I'm consciously taking an hour to work and he knows that. But otherwise, I am with him. Phone is away, like we are here. And then when I'm at work, I am with work. I don't spend my days texting and talking to him, like maybe a check-in, but I am with my work and I don't feel split in between the two. I don't spend my time at work wishing I was doing something else, and I don't spend my time with him thinking about work. I can actually be present in the moment because my body feels safe to do so. All right, if you're a burnt out executive or high performer, chances are you're on a 3 to 4 month cycle of burnout, meaning the first few months you're high energy, productive, and making it happen. And then once that third or fourth month sets in, you're exhausted, irritable, snappy, and ready to give it all up. Now, there are two main reasons you get stuck in this cycle that no one talks about when it comes to stress management information out there. So I've put this together in a short video called The Real Reason You're Burnt Out. I put it in the show note links, so take the 12 minutes to watch this video and let this be the first step to you getting off this hamster wheel of burnout. All right, guys, back to the episode. That is what you can do when you're just going through moments of being tired, okay? But if you're burnt out, that's going to be harder. Your energy is always going to be split. You're always going to be thinking about, what did I miss? What do I need to get ahead of? What do I need to do? Right? Like planning far in advance, thinking about things that happened in the past, wondering if you screwed anything up, like your mind just never really being able to settle into the moment. That is a sign of burnout. Okay. So I would just look deeper into how long the symptom is actually lasting, right? How long have you been in this cycle? And then what is it carrying over into? Is the fact that you're tired all the time now making you more snappy and short fused with your loved ones? Is it making your body tight and tense up and not be able to relax? Is it affecting your sleep? Is it affecting your quality of work? Is it causing you to daydream about taking off on vacation or running away from your life or quitting your job? Like, is it just making you feel like you're drowning or you want to escape, right? That's the difference. So if it's getting to the point of being that heavy, of adding that much pressure to you, then that is burnout. Okay. But remember, like I started off with saying, burnout is not a bad thing. Burnout is an opportunity. Burnout changed my life for the better because I chose to finally acknowledge it and do something about it, right? I got over myself. I got over the idea of thinking I was weak or lazy or whatever the case is. And I finally just said, hey, I need to do something different. I need to approach this differently. I need to find a healthier way of living, of working mentally, emotionally, and physically. Like, I need to find a better way of doing things. And so instead of feeling like I was admitting defeat, I was just owning up to the fact that it was time for a new way of living. And so I did something about my burnout. I learned about stress management. I learned about stress optimization. I learned about how my body was processing stress and holding on to it and letting it go. And I did all the things you could ever think of, I've done. Okay. And I figured out what worked. Okay. So if you're at the point of burnout, do not, by any stretch of the imagination, think this means that you're weak or that something is wrong with you or that you can't handle it. All it's saying is we need a system upgrade. And just like in any business, you know that the quality of your systems, the efficiency of your systems says a lot about your bottom line and the healthiness of your business and the ability for it to grow and flow and make money in a healthy culture. It all comes down to systems. It's the same thing with how you process stress in your body. There is a system. And sometimes that system needs an upgrade in order for your high performance to be sustainable long term. Okay. So this is a short episode. It's just a little bit of information. But if you're feeling like you're actually not just tired and you're actually burnt out, this is your opportunity. Your opportunity to do something great, your opportunity to choose a healthier way of living. And it doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be difficult. And selfish plug, if you're an executive or an entrepreneur, high performer who's dealing with this, message me. Go look at my content. Go look at my Instagram. There's so many resources for you to not have to be stuck in this place. But all you have to decide is that you want something different. You have to decide that you don't want to stay living in this anxiety and this dread and this overwhelm and exhaustion anymore. You have to decide that you want to bring more peace and energy and happiness and joy back into your life while still being able to produce at a high level and do all the things. You just have to make that decision. And if you don't know where to start, message me. book your assessment call, listen to, some of my videos about what burnout actually is. There's a great one that I've done called The Real Reason You're Burnt Out. The link is in the show notes, so click that there. Listen to these things, consume it, and find out more about what's happening in your body, and then use that to understand your nervous system, to learn how to get your body to process stress more efficiently so it doesn't hold on to it, so it doesn't get stuck in your body where it's wearing you down to the point of whether you have to question whether you're just tired or you're burnt out. All right, guys, thanks for tuning into another episode of the Higher Alignment Podcast. If you got something out of this episode, I would ask that you please go subscribe and leave the podcast a 5-star review so that it can help find its way to other people who are having a hard time and need support. My mission in life is to help executives realize that you don't need to suffer in silence while still performing at a high level. I want to help free people of the heavy pressure they carry on a day-to-day basis, and having more people listen to this podcast will do just that. So wherever you listen to this, please go leave it a 5-star review, hit subscribe so you never miss another episode, and we'll see you in the next one.